Yep. Pray silence for Dennis. Ladies and gentlemen. I hope very much that when you see this poor old relic rise before you, you'll not put too much in mind of Banquo's ghost come to spoil your deed. That grim spectre didn't need to speak, whereas I must express my thanks, first of all, to Frank, who spoke eloquently. May I comment on your speech, Frank, a little later? I will come back. First of all, and above all, I must thank Robert Parker. He was a brilliant pupil. He was a most effective and trustworthy colleague before he embarked upon his distinguished legal career. He has now become a fellow of his college in Oxford. And I am very grateful to him for all the work which I know he has put in. And I'm sure you will all join with me in thanking him for organising this occasion. Thank you very much. After him, people, Ian Brentwood, Alan Dodds, John Skeels, and many others have done little things or big things here and there to make this evening the success which I have no doubt that it is. And once again, I thank them all. Above all, what they have achieved is to assemble a distinguished gathering of people very close to my heart. In the first place, Betty, Leslie, John, Terence, Bob, Jim, Alan, Penny, Neil, and the beautiful Sue. You have warmed my heart by attending this evening. Thank you very much. As you warmed my heart and enriched my life in Brentwood when we were all together. Well, thank you. Now I turn round to the younger generation. Yes. The thing is that we are here all sitting together, though you represent in one way or another some 40 years, you span 40 years of one teacher's life. And I feel a little bit like a drowning man whom they say sees his past life all whizzing past. Well, whiz is probably a bit strong, as it were. But it is, to me, a most gratifying and wonderful thing to see you all here on an evening like this. Now, the more decrepit among you will remember when we used to live and dwell as the classical six in Roden Garden. Yes. We were in Headmaster's, what is now Headmaster's house in Roden, but we spent springtime periods out there reading Plato, Virgil, among the roses. Now there's a fragrant memory. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Then we were passed through various nooks and crannies in the way that schools develop, that they always do. And we found ourselves in various murky corners of the main school building, until finally we finished up in the more hygienic slightly less romantic, but nevertheless very effective, whiteboarded situation in the Ashton Building, which was wonderful. Now, some of us look back on those days with great affection. I certainly do. In particular, I remember, if you excuse me just a moment, poor old mind is bogging down. But I must just know, wait a minute, 84, you have the right to... Hang on. Yes, that's right. Yes, each and every one of you will have different ambience to remember as places for his memories to repose in. But I, myself, remember in particular those days when I and you read the great works together. In any old circumstance, sometimes freezing cold, sometimes warm, and it was all sorts of things. And somehow that didn't matter. Now, not everyone among you was as good with Titus Livy as he was with a leather ball. And those people, too, came with me every other year to that hellish hillside in Colchester to open the season, first game of the season, late April, early May, when we played cricket on a windswept glacier. One year, the umpire at the other end had actually to be taken off halfway through an over and resuscitated. He was an elderly fellow and looked as if he had not much longer to go. Whatever it was, whether it was with books or with bats, you all gave me your youthful enthusiasm, your support, and your intensity. I know I made huge demands. I did. Many of you were working away, slaving away at Greek texts when other people were having a good time in Doddinghurst. I trust that the final result of all this so seems to you to have been worthwhile. You gave me your support, you gave me hours and days, precious days of your youthful life. If I gave you anything in return, I'm very proud of that. And if, as I'm very proud indeed, of the success which you have collectively made of your lives, if I had any part in that, then I really feel proud. You see, I still remain firmly of the belief that the classics is the finest field on which to exercise the mind of the young, the middle-aged, and even the elderly. And if you combine that with the cricket fields of Brentwood, you're getting very close to Plato's ideal of intellectual excellence, physical well-being, fostered in beauty. So now you've come to join me on my 84th birthday. Well, it was a couple of days ago, it doesn't matter. You may be asking me, I mean, there he is, poor old chap, sort of standing up, 84. How's he getting on, really? What sort of a life has he got? Well, to do myself justice, I must say that between J.S. Bach and Verdi, Tacitus and Virgil, a little bit of Homer and Horace, all washed down with the wines of Italy, in copious draughts of Italian sunshine on one of the most beautiful golf courses in Italy. I'm not doing too bad. And I may have been like the Sultan's turret, caught in a rosy noose of light. But the real fact is, I was just one branch, growing out of the tree, of which you are all the fruits. There were many other branches just as sturdy as I, and sturdier perhaps. The real fact is, the old tree is what matters. It goes on. Its present custodian, the headmaster, has honoured us with his presence tonight, and for this I thank him. It's with a very real sense of privilege in your presence, but knowing that you're all part, like myself, of Brentwood School, that I ask you to raise your glasses to Brentwood School, to the classics, and to cricket. Thank you.